Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speedbuilding video. So today I'm back building in Granite Falls or Granite Falls. I never know how you actually pronounce the name of this world, so if someone could actually tell me how to properly pronounce it, I'd really appreciate it, because I don't know if I'm actually saying it right, because I just don't know. But anyway, I'm back building in this world for my save file. Now, I've actually only built in this world, I think, only one time before, which was also another lot for my save file, surprise. But yeah, I just haven't really got any lots in this world for my save file, and something that I'm doing, if you would have watched my last video, is I'm trying to change up the worlds that I build in. So I don't want to always build in Willow Creek, and I don't always want to build in Oasis Springs. I kind of want to have a new build every week in a new world. So one week it might be Oasis Springs, one week it might be Windenburg, and so on and so forth. And this build I actually started building a month ago. It took me a month to do. Now, that's not me sitting down for a straight month and building, not at all. I have been doing other builds whilst I was doing this, but it just took me a month to do because, I don't know, I just wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to make it the best that I could, and I actually really enjoyed this build. Like I said, I did build this over the course of the last month, but it didn't take me the full month. This build actually took me 10 hours to build, which that's a long time for a build. I mean, I've done much longer videos before where I've had like 12 or 13 or 15 hour builds, and I have to kind of compress them down. So I do apologize that this video is slightly longer than what my videos tend to be. I always try to keep my videos under 25 minutes. Sometimes they might go over with that with the screenshots and stuff, but normally I like to try and keep the actual video, like the actual speed building portion of it, under 25 minutes if I can help it. But 10 hours of footage was really hard to cut down. Luckily I was able to do it, and I managed to get it down to, I think it's about 34 minutes without the screenshots. I tried to cut out everything that I felt wasn't necessary, and I still had like a half-hour video, so it is a little bit longer. I would highly recommend you grabbing a snack or a drink or whatever you want to watch it, because it is quite a long video. But I really wanted to build in this world in particular because it is getting a little bit colder now, and I don't know if anyone else finds this, but whenever it comes to autumn in my game, I always like to get my Sims to travel to this world to have like a little camping holiday, maybe have like a little bonfire, and I just really like this world and associate it with autumn. And it is now, I think it's officially autumn now in the UK, I'm not even sure, but it's definitely feeling like autumn. If you can hear in the background, it is so windy outside. I don't know if you'll be able to like hear it, and I don't know if my microphone will pick it up. Hopefully not, because it is so loud. But all of the trees are just, they're having a moment. It is so windy outside, it is so cold, and I really wanted to do something that's kind of autumn, but I didn't want to class it as an autumn build, like an autumn family home. I just kind of wanted to do a build that kind of felt a little bit autumn to me, but it's not just for that one season, and you can kind of play in it and use it all year round. So yeah, that was kind of why I decided to build a house in Granite Falls. So as you can see, I did actually build the original structure of the house, and then I decided that I wanted to have the second floor to be actually the first floor, but then I still wanted a basement, but I wanted the basement to be able to be accessible from the house. It's really confusing what I did, but basically I wanted to add another level to this house. And so what you would have seen me do just now was I duplicated the house. Well, I moved the house to the back of the lot, and then duplicated the ground floor, and then made it so the ground floor was a duplicate on top of it, and then copied over the top floor. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like that didn't, but hopefully you get what I was saying. But I just wanted another floor to this house, and I really didn't want to rebuild the whole entire thing, and so I just kind of moved it and then basically copied and pasted it, because it just took me a while to figure out the shape of this house anyway. I did actually cut out the first, not the first half of this video, but like a first clip of me actually trying to figure out the floor plan, and, well, not the floor plan, kind of like the structure of the house and how the roofing was going to go and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes if I'm doing a build like this, I will kind of play around with how I'm going to do it before I actually put it into the video, because sometimes it takes me a while, and I feel like a lot of other people do this as well, because I don't want to be moving the camera left, right and center and giving you kind of whiplash and stuff. I don't want to do that, and so sometimes I do go into my game, kind of plan the build, and then if I feel like I've moved the camera around too much, then I'll just go in and kind of try and replicate it and rebuild it. Sometimes when I do this, I also do like jot down kind of like the floor plan of the levels of the house. So I'll actually sit down and write in a notepad like, okay, so this side of the house is this amount of squares, and then there's a little bump in here which is this amount of squares. And I feel like I'm not the only person that does this, but luckily I didn't actually have to do it and actually sit down and actually draw the floor plan for this house, because it was quite easy to me, I found anyway. I actually really love this house, and it's probably one of my favorite ones that I've built in a really long time. I didn't actually have any reference pictures when I was building this. I was just kind of going off what I thought would look really good for a lake house. And funnily enough, when I was building this, I was trying to think of the film Cheaper by the Dozen. Now, I think there's like 2 or maybe 3 different films, like 1, 2 and 3 of them films. And I can't remember for the life of me which one it is, but in one of the films they actually go and they go on a camping holiday, or it might be all of the films that they go on a camping holiday, but I don't think it is. Yeah, no, thinking about it, I think there's only one of the films that they go on a camping holiday. But anyway, besides the point, when they go on this camping holiday, there's this house that is across the lake for them, and the kids in the film Cheaper by the Dozen are really jealous of the other kids in the rental, because the other family has this really big house and it's got everything that you need in it. It's got like ridiculous stuff, it's got pools, it's got like trampolines in the lake, and it's just like some insane house. And I really wanted to create that kind of thing in The Sims. So a house where your Sims can go and there is so many different activities for your Sims to do, because sometimes I do find though when I do play in this world I get a little bit bored. I've done the fishing, I've searched for a few insects, now it's time to go home. That's what I find anyway. But I really wanted to make this a house that your Sims could travel to, and you actually kind of be excited to go to this world because there's so many different things in this house for your Sims to do, and your Sims probably won't have this in their normal house. Now, this house is quite expensive. I can't remember how much it actually is if you wanted to buy it as a lot, like just the lot itself. I think it's around about 180,000 simoleons, something like that. But I did look just before, and I think it's around about 1,800 to rent this per day or per night if your Sims wanted to vacation here. So it's a bit of money. Maybe your Sims family save up every single year to go on this holiday. I don't know, whatever you want to do with your gameplay. I really like the idea of maybe a family has this tradition of coming to this lake house every single year, every single autumn time, and they save up all year round just to come and have this really nice cool holiday. And so that was just kind of what I was going off when I was building this. So this house does have a lot. So it's got, off the top of my head, because there is a lot, I will say there is definitely a lot of activities for your Sims to do. There is a pool in the back garden. There's also a little fire pit area, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite areas of the build. There's a pool, there's a fire pit area. There's also a barbecue area with a bar and then like sunbeds and all that kind of stuff. Then there is also a ping pong table, a woodworking table, and then if you actually go inside, there is a kids playroom with all children toys and just a play area for the kids. There is also a kind of gym. The gym is kind of split into half a gym, half a kind of games room. So in there is a TV, there's some sofas, there's the gaming console, and then there's also like the gym area of that room. Then there is also a sauna, and then there is also a spa. And am I forgetting anything? I feel like I'm not, but there's a lot to do in this house. And then obviously there is also the standard lounge room upstairs, which isn't really like the games room. It's kind of like a formal kind of lounge room. And then you obviously have the kitchen, and then you have the bedrooms. So I do actually want to mention how many bedrooms this house does have. So this house has 4 bedrooms. So there is 2 bedrooms with both double beds in, so they can sleep 2 Sims each. And then there is also another bedroom which has 2 single beds in, which I was actually debating adding a 3rd single bed into it. And originally I did actually do 3 beds in there, but it kind of felt like a prison cell to me because the room couldn't fit anything but these 3 beds and 2 bedside tables, and I didn't want it to feel like a prison cell. And so I decided to remove one of the beds and make it so that it has 2 single beds in, so that can sleep another 2 Sims. And then there is also a toddler's bedroom as well, which just has a single toddler's bed in, which you can actually add another, just like a normal single bed for like a teenager or a child, or maybe just another adult Sim. But I decided to leave it just so the toddler's bedroom only had 1 bed in. So realistically, you could actually have 7 Sims already just come to this rental and go on holiday, or if you want to go into your game beforehand and add an extra bed, you could have 8 Sims. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of beds and it sleeps a lot of Sims. Also, there is actually 2 pet bowls in this house as well. Now, I didn't add a litter box because I kind of feel like this would be the vacation house that you would bring more so a dog than a cat to, but if you wanted to bring your cats on holiday, then you could definitely just come in before you actually vacation this lot and add in a litter box and a scratching post. I do actually have a small little dog bed. Now, I was actually kind of thinking maybe 2 dogs could come here, but I mean, you can honestly do whatever you want, but there is also 2 pet bowls. I just thought I'd like to mention that as well. I personally find that whenever I have dogs in my game, they more so like to sleep on the sofa or just on the floor rather than actually going to a pet bed. So I didn't strain myself trying to fit in a perfect placement for a large pet bed. So there is only one small little one. But I actually want to kind of explain the levels of the house, because I feel like when I went in, I was trying to explain what kind of rooms there is and what different activities. I feel like it was a bit confusing. So basically there is 3 levels to this house. The ground floor, which you can kind of see me going around when I'm doing the terrain paint here. So this is the very ground floor, which is actually below the foundation level which the pool is on. So on this floor there is 2 bathrooms, the games room, which is also kind of doubling up as the gym, the kids playroom, a little seating area which doesn't really have much in it, just has some sofas and a bookcase because it's basically a hallway, but it was quite a big hallway space. And then there is also the sauna, there is also the spa, and then there is also kind of like a laundry room kind of area. I don't know if your Sims can actually do laundry when they go on vacation. When I was actually playtesting this house, my Sim wasn't producing any laundry, so I don't know if your Sims actually produce any laundry. I feel like they do, but for some reason when I was playtesting it, my Sim wasn't creating any laundry. But there is also the laundry room downstairs in this house as well. Now, if you actually move up to the second level, which is kind of like the main floor level, I was kind of thinking the below level is kind of like a basement. When you move up to the second level, it's very open plan and you have your kind of normal house kind of rooms in there. So like a dining area, a sofa, kind of lounge living area, and a kitchen, as well as another bathroom. And then you move up onto the last floor, which has the 4 bedrooms and another bathroom. So hopefully that kind of explains it well. I feel like that might be a bit confusing, but hopefully you'll be able to understand what I mean when we actually move in and start furnishing the house. But anyway, moving on from that, as you can see, I am just doing a little bit of landscaping around the front of the house. Now, the front of the house structurally actually mimics the back of the house. It's basically an exact replica of what it looks like on the back to the front, except it doesn't have the really big wraparound porch. Now, I really wanted there to be kind of grand entrance to this house because it's quite a expensive house. I feel like your more expensive Sims will probably come here, or like I said, if you have a Sims family that maybe saves up once a year to come here. But I definitely wanted it to be an experience throughout the whole entire house. I wanted the entrance to kind of be like a bit of an experience. So I did use a lot of terrain tools in this build, as you would have seen. The terrain manipulation took me forever. Like, I'm not the best at terrain manipulation. That's probably why it took me so long, but I'm so happy with the way it turned out in this house. And at the front of the house, I kind of did this hill with different stairs leading up to it, and it's got all these plants along the side of it, and I just absolutely love this build. Definitely one of my favourite ones that I've done in a really long time. It's just so picturesque. And another thing I actually want to mention is the screenshots that I got of this house. Oh my god, the screenshots are so beautiful because the views that this lot has is just... it's just breathtaking, to be honest with you, because they're so lovely. It looks straight out onto a big lake and it's just beautiful. So I don't know how I'm actually going to decide out of my screenshots which ones I'm actually going to put in the video, because I don't want to make the video really long with the screenshots. But I had so much fun taking the screenshots for this house. I took some at night time. At night time especially, this house is so beautiful, or this rental is so beautiful. You've got the really clear skies with loads of different stars in, and yeah, it's just honestly, it's such a stunning house to build in. If you're like me and you like to take a lot of pictures in your games or a lot of screenshots in your games, I would highly recommend coming here to maybe have a photo shoot or something, because there is so many different places that your Sims could get really lovely and really beautiful screenshots. But anyway, I've been rambling on for a little bit. As you can see, I've now actually started furnishing, or actually putting furniture down into this kind of lot. So as you will see right now, I'm just focusing on the upper porch part of this lot, and I didn't want to put too much up there because it's quite a small space, so I just kind of put a little seating area over here. I use this seasoned sofas and then just kind of put some plants behind it as well. In a bit I will actually go in and I will actually place some red flowers that we got with Jungle Adventure into this lot as well, just to kind of give it a little bit more depth. It's kind of like an overgrown flower, as you can see I'm doing it now, and I do actually go in and add these around different areas of the house. I just feel like it brings so much more to the house, and now I couldn't actually picture this house without them. I absolutely love them kind of flowers. I was scared to use them when we first got them, I'm not gonna lie, because they were a bit daunting to me and I could never figure out properly how to use them without my house is looking like a giant mess basically. But I feel like I did quite a good job in this house with the kind of the natural growth kind of shape of them, if that makes any sense. I believe in a minute I'm also going to add a few more of them just on the side of these patio doors, but for the minute I'm just placing down some plant pots and just kind of some decorations as your Sims walk out through the patio doors. I absolutely love them island living doors. I will forever use them in all of my builds. And now I'm just focusing on this little ping pong table area. Now ideally I would have actually wanted a pool table here, but we don't have them in the game, so I was thinking pool table, or not pool table, ping pong table. Ping pong table is the next best thing, and so I kind of thought maybe if you have a family that's got 2 teenagers here, or maybe the adults in their family, of a night time they could have an annual ping pong match or something. I don't know, I just really liked the idea of having a ping pong table here. Like I said, I would have preferred if I could put a pool table in this lot, but we sadly don't actually have them in the game yet, so hopefully we'll get them soon. But right now I'm just going around and I'm just finishing up the exterior, adding a few more of them flowers, and now I'm actually just going to move on into the inside of this house. Now I did actually cut out the floor plan for this house. It took me a while to figure out the floor plan properly because I was kind of moving it about and just kind of shifting it as I was going in and like adding things to the build, and so I did decide to cut out the actual floor plan, but I did make sure to take some screenshots of all different 3 levels, like an overhead of them, so hopefully you can kind of figure out how I did the floor plan that way. Like I said, I didn't want to make this video really long. It was already long before the actual floor planning, and so I just thought if I add some screenshots, hopefully that'll be okay. I actually do like trying to keep in my floor plans, but sometimes it just makes the video too long, and so sometimes I do just decide to add in overhead screenshots of the floor plan so you kind of still get the idea. But as you would have seen, I did just do the little kind of dining area. I never actually started dining areas. I don't know why I decided to do it in this house, but for this house I was like, we're going to go straight in and we're going to do the dining area. Like always though, I did do the wallpaper and flooring off camera. It takes me way too long. I ended up going with the Spa Day kind of, what's it called, like I can't even think what it's called, but you can see the kind of wooden wallpaper that I'm using. That's a really bad description, but it's a lot of spa day in this house. Like I said, there has actually got a sauna and a spa in this house as well, so I would highly recommend you needing spa day for this house. I'm not sure what other packs that I use. Like always, it will be in the description box down below. I feel like I use the majority of these packs in the screenshot in this house because when I was going in I was taking it as screenshots and stuff. I was noticing a lot of different items from a lot of different packs, so I do apologize for that, but I just couldn't help myself. But as you can see, I'm now moving on. I'm doing the lounge area. Now you would have realized that I didn't actually place down them sofas because when I was actually going in and doing the floor plan, it's something I do quite often is when I'm planning out a house, I'll sometimes put in objects for the room that I know it's going to be. So if I know that this particular room is going to be a bathroom, I'll put a toilet in it, and if I know that room is going to be a bedroom, I'll just place a random bed in it. And it happens to be that for this area I knew it was going to be a lounge room. I just happened to place these sofas in the perfect position, so I didn't actually need to do them when I actually came in to add them. But they're the ones from Eco Lifestyle. I was about to say Eco, I was about to correct myself and say Eco Living then, but no, it's called Eco Lifestyle. I still don't understand why they didn't go with Eco Living, but anyway, we'll move past that. But anyway, as you can see, this is kind of like the formal lounge area, and like I said, this house does actually have 2 TV areas. This is kind of like a more formal one, and then downstairs is the kind of more game center one, so kind of like a games room one. I used the sofas, like I said, from Eco Lifestyle, and then I also paired it with this tiny living kind of like stand-up lamp. I've been using that lamp a lot recently in my game, which I've noticed. And then I also did use the spa day tool counters to kind of go around the TV. Now, when I was actually going around and playtesting this house, I did notice 2 things that didn't work. Everything else but 2 things didn't work. Now, one of the things was actually the fireplace, and I actually originally thought it was these tall spa day counters or overhead cabinets that were making the fireplace not work, but it was actually the round table that I put just in front of the fireplace. It was just a bit too close, so I just moved it back and it worked perfectly, so I was really happy with that. And then the other thing that didn't actually work in this house when I came around to playtesting it was actually this fridge, which I was so gutted about. When I was building this, I've never really done it before, but I was just like, let's just see if I put a tool cabinet behind the fridge, let's just see if it works. I came in, I playtested it. It doesn't work, unfortunately, but hopefully one day we'll get bigger fridges, because we've actually only got one fridge in the game that fits the counters perfectly, which is the one that we got from Parenthood, which seems to be the one that I use quite often just because it fits right next to the counters. With the other fridges, there's a little bit of a gap, which is really annoying. So when I actually was playtesting this house, I removed the big tool counter or the big tool cabinet, and I actually replaced it with a smaller cabinet above. Then I was able to put this kind of a pole, which I think is like a sculpture or something. It doesn't look like a sculpture because I kind of blended it into the wall and it looks seamless. It doesn't look like there's a gap there or anything. I managed to get a pretty similar swatch. I didn't do a screenshot of it because I actually playtested the house before I took the screenshots, but you basically won't be able to tell the difference because it looks very, very similar anyway. But apart from that, everything else in this house works, which I was very, very happy about. I always like to try and playtest my houses before I put them on the gallery, because something that's really annoying is when you put a house on the gallery or you download a house the gallery and it hasn't been playtested and it doesn't work. So I wanted to make sure that I 100% would playtest this house. Everything in this house has been playtested and it all works, which is really, really great. Also, you would have noticed I actually put some breakfast stools next to the counters. Now, I did do that on purpose. I wasn't thinking that they were kind of like a breakfast counter. I didn't want your Sims to actually sit there, but I wanted chairs to be there, and so I used the normal counters, not the ones with kind of like a little, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like a little lip so your Sims can sit under them. I didn't use them ones because I didn't want your Sims to actually sit there, so I used the normal ones and kind of put the chairs there for decoration. So I just thought I'd mention that just in case you did think it was a proper breakfast bar area. It was just purely for the looks and nothing else. But as you can see, I am just adding some plants into the kitchen area. The kitchen area is so big. All of this kind of level, or this kind of like floor, is all basically an open room apart from one bathroom, which I did actually decide to cut out all of the bathrooms apart from this one, which I'm currently showing now, because this house does actually have 4 bathrooms. Very repetitive, but I wanted to make sure that I actually included one bathroom, because I feel like my last few videos, if I'm doing a bigger build, I've cut out the bathrooms or something. So I wanted to make sure that I actually included the bathroom in this one. As you can see, it's basically like an advertisement for Spa Day, because I used a lot of Spa Day in this build. Another pack that I was actually really surprised, well, I wasn't actually surprised that I used Spa Day because I knew that there was going to be a sauna and stuff, but one pack that I was actually surprised that I used a lot of in this build, like a lot of the furniture, was actually Island Living. Now you actually see that when I actually move on and I start furnishing the bedroom areas, but I don't know, it kind of surprised myself because Island Living has a very different type of furniture to the rest of the furniture in the game, and I was quite surprised when I was actually using quite a lot of it in this build. But anyway, as you can see, this bathroom, this is actually the biggest bathroom in the house. The other bathrooms, I think there's 2 with a shower. No, I think there's another 2 with a bathtub and then one other one with a shower, and then this bathroom has both a shower and a bathtub. The other ones are quite small, so that one is definitely the master of this house or of this rental. But now I'm actually moving on and I've started furnishing the bedrooms of this house, and I actually started off with this bedroom, which I don't imagine would be a bedroom that if you come here with another family, I don't imagine that this would be their main bedroom. That sounds really strange, but basically I was kind of imagining in this house that it would either be a really big family that comes here with maybe some grandparent, and maybe this would be the grandparents' bedroom, or maybe your Sim family comes here with another family, maybe they're really close friends or something, and this would be the family that you don't play with, it will be their bedroom. Now I'm only saying that just because I actually think the other bedroom has such better views, and I was thinking if you actually come here with your Sims on vacation, you want your Sim to have the best views. Maybe that's just me, but I was just kind of thinking that maybe this would be kind of like the grandparents' bedroom or the other Sims family's bedroom, if that makes any sense. But it's still a really, really beautiful bedroom besides the point. But I was just kind of imagining the one that I've actually now moved on to would be kind of be the master bedroom. This one, the views are so beautiful, I can't even explain. As you'll see, I did use the island living bed and bedside table. I also used the kind of like draping curtains. I don't know what they're kind of called. They're not proper curtains because they're kind of see-through, but this room is absolutely beautiful, and the views just are so stunning. I absolutely am obsessed with the views that this bedroom has. It looks straight out onto the lake. It's got the pool like just below it, and it's just beautiful. But anyway, as you can see, like I did mention, I am using quite a lot of island living in this room and for the rest of the rooms as well. And I really wanted to focus this room mainly on island living just because I use the island living bed, and so I kind of wanted to keep with the same furniture style for all the rest of the furniture. And so I decided to go with this kind of woven, is that how you say it, woven chest of drawers, because we actually got two in island living. I decided to go for this one. I just personally prefer it to the other one. And then I did also place some pictures right above it, which I do actually end up changing. I can't remember what I actually end up changing it to, but I know I don't actually keep them pictures because I felt like it was becoming a little bit too tropical for this world that isn't so tropical. So I decided to remove them and replace them. Like I said, I can't actually remember what I've replaced them with. I'm assuming it just like a picture frame or something. I can't really remember. I finished building this lot really late last night, so I was too tired to actually remember. But now I'm actually moving on and I started finishing the next bedroom. So this is the bedroom which I originally did actually place 3 beds into, but then I actually changed it out just to be 2, just so there's a little bit more space, because if you can try and imagine another bedside table and then another bed, it kind of seemed like a prison cell. And where it was a rental, I didn't want to add too much personality to any of the rooms in this house, because it's a rental, your Sims don't live there, it's not their own personal items. And so trying to keep it plain with 3 beds, it looked like a prison cell. So I decided just to make it so there's 2 beds in here. I decided to go for a pink swatch and a blue swatch. I just thought it was a nice idea not to have the same kind of bed swatch as the other bed. And also the pillows at the top are the same. They both got kind of like grey, black and yellow pillows on both the swatches of the blue and the pink duvet cover. So I liked the fact that maybe they just have different beddings for the different beds. I don't know, I just kind of like the fact of mixing up the swatches of this room. As you can see though, this is the child's bedroom, so there is just maybe like this one big teddy and there's nothing really else. I am actually going to go in and add some toys kind of on this little side table at the end of one of the beds. Now I don't think any of these toys are actually playable. I don't know if the penguin is, because I'm not going to lie, I haven't actually played properly with children in a while, and I haven't played especially since we've got with Nifty Knitting. I haven't played properly since we've got Nifty Knitting, so I don't know if your Sims can actually play with them penguins. I'm assuming so, but I just kind of wanted to do it for decoration. But now I'm moving on. I've started finishing this toddler bedroom, and I am obsessed with this toddler bedroom. It is so adorable. Maybe I'm obsessed with it because it's the first time I've actually used the new Toddler Stuff that we got with Eco Lifestyle, and I just absolutely love this bed. My past few builds I built just before that we got Eco Lifestyle, or maybe that I haven't built one with a toddler bedroom yet, so that's why I haven't used it yet. But oh my god, I am so obsessed with this toddler bedroom. I think it is so adorable, and I'm really excited to build some more toddler bedrooms since now we have got all the new stuff that come with Eco Lifestyle. Like I said earlier though, you can definitely add another bed into this room. I did actually debate it, but I just kind of felt like it would be nice for the toddlers to have their own space, and so I decided to only make it so there is one toddler bed in this room. But I am adding a few toys into here. I didn't want to add too much because there is a child's like kind of playroom downstairs, but sometimes toddlers don't really want to go down 2 flights of stairs, and so I wanted to make sure that there was some type of toddler activities in this bedroom. I also did put a little toddler potty in this room as well, but it is the only room in the house that actually has the potty because I couldn't figure a way to put them in the other bathrooms, and I didn't really want them in like the lounge room or the kitchen, and so the only room that actually has the toddler's potty is actually the toddler's bedroom. But anyway, moving on, as you can see, I've now moved on to kind of like the basement level, and I've started furnishing the gym room slash games room. So I think I went with the spa, I think it's Spa Day, both treadmill and gym machine. I'm not even sure what the thing is called, but I'm pretty sure that's from the Spa Day expansion pack. I don't think it's from Fitness Stuff, it might be, but I did actually go with the Fitness Stuff sofas and armchairs. I don't really ever use these armchairs, they're really beautiful, but I feel like there's not a lot of swatches that will match a 2-seater sofa or a 3-seater sofa to these particular armchairs. But where I did use the kind of Fitness Stuff little sofa, which I felt like it kind of worked in this room because it was kind of like part gym, I just kind of felt like these armchairs and these swatches and this little sofa just kind of went. I also did use the Tiny Living Stuff TV kind of unit. I'm pretty sure that's got a music, like a radio station feature in it, as well as a bookcase. I'm pretty sure it does anyway. And then I also did add a little games console to the side of it. Now I'm just adding this little side table just behind the sofa. There wasn't really much to do with this space, and so I thought a nice decorative table with a nice little picture above it would just work perfectly. But now I'm moving on, I've started furnishing the playroom, kind of like a games room but for children. So this is the playroom. This is also in the basement level of the house. I used the eco lifestyle kind of cardboard looking toy house, which I absolutely love, or doll's house. I absolutely love that new object. I'm going to be using that a lot in the future, I can definitely see that. But I did also try and add as much stuff for children as I could possible, so your child Sims will definitely not get bored. The only one thing I didn't add, which I'm now realising, is the little kind of like doctor or teddy that your Sims or your children can kind of play with. I didn't add that, but everything else is in this room that you basically can have for children anyway. There is also this little science experiment table, as well as a little drawing table, and now I'm just going to go around it and try and make it seem a little bit more childlike. So I add some kind of photo frames and these fairy lights. I also do go in and add these Parenthood, the kind of like tree wall decals. I absolutely love them, and I feel like it just makes this room a playroom. It just kind of ties it all in together. I also do have this little sauna area over here. Now I didn't actually place the sauna because, like I said, when I was actually going in and doing the floor plan, I just kind of happened to place the sauna in the perfect position, so there was no need for me to delete it and re-put it in. And then I am now moving on to the little spa area. Now with the spa area, thinking back to it, this was another thing that I play tested which I came into a problem with, and it was just the fact that the way that I put the massage table, the way that I put it round, your Sims couldn't actually get a massage from that way round. All I did was literally flip it and it worked absolutely fine, so I was really happy with that. I couldn't actually get my Sims to get a foot massage or a hand massage on this little chair. I'm not sure if that's only a thing that's exclusive to spas or not, because I did hire a massage therapist when I actually playtested this a lot, and they wouldn't give my Sim a massage. So I'm not sure if that's just something that is exclusive to spas or not, but I still wanted to add it in as it was a spa anyway. But I'm just going around at this little spa area and just finishing it up. I also couldn't figure out why the mirrors at the back couldn't reflect the door, because the door works perfectly, but for some reason in the mirror the door is kind of, it looks like the door doesn't work, and it kind of looks like the door has been moved objects, and it's weird, but it looks like it doesn't work, but the door does work 100%, but for some reason in the mirror reflection it just doesn't work, or it just doesn't seem like it works. But now I'm moving on to this kind of laundry area in the build. Now I kind of figured if you're having a big Sim family come and stay here for maybe a few weeks, they're going to produce a lot of laundry, and I just kind of wanted to add it into this build, and so I just felt like this room was the perfect kind of room. It's kind of like a hallway kind of area, but it's also big enough to be its own separate room, and so I just kind of made it into a utility room. I felt like it fitted perfectly in this build. So I do have 2 washing machines and 2 dryers, and then I also do just kind of add some decorations to make it seem like there's like ironing boards and cleaning supplies and loads of different kind of things. I'm also trying to figure out what kind of chair to put in this little area, and then I also do add kind of like a little ironing basket, so maybe when you rent this house it comes with a maid or something, or a butler, and they will do your ironing for you. I'm not too sure, but I just kind of wanted to make it seem as much like a laundry room as I could possible. But now moving on to the last room in this house, which is kind of like a miscellaneous room. It hasn't really got any kind of purpose, but it was kind of like a hallway room, but I still wanted to add furniture into it. Thinking back to it, I did actually fail to mention that I did cut out the furnishing of the upstairs hallway, just because it was quite a small little hallway and it weren't such a significant room as this one is. So I did decide to cut it out the video just to keep the video a little bit shorter, but it will be in the screenshots. But in this room, it's just got like a little bookcase area as well as a little seating area. I just kind of wanted somewhere for your Sim to maybe sit down and read a book on their holiday. But anyway guys, I am actually coming to the end of this voiceover, so as always you can download this build via the gallery. My origin ID is JessicapieYT, or you can search for the hashtag JessicapieYT or just the hashtag Jessicapie. But anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build this lake house, and as always, if you do like my content then please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speedbuilding video. Bye guys.